Okay, well, here we go. Here we go. As predicted, the war with Iran has now begun. Trump has tweeted out that a successful attack was completed on 3 nuclear sites, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All of our planes are now outside Iranian airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site. All planes are safely on their way home. Congrats to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace, in all bold letters. However, at the time of making this video, the Iranians are under widespread airstrikes. So that tells you that this is nowhere near over. Remember, this is the guy who said that he was going to give it 2 weeks. This is the guy that said that, yeah, we're going to find a deal, right? So everything Donald Trump says about this matter is a bold-faced lie. Now, we know that there is widespread jamming of radios, GPS, cell phones, all kinds of electronic warfare is being used to suppress Iran's comms right now. We don't know exactly what the state of things are there. We don't know if they used a nuclear weapon. Presumably, they used a series of the massive ordnance penetrators. 6 B-2 bombers were noted to have departed Whitman Air Force Base yesterday. Many people suspected that they headed to Guam. Then they kind of went off radar at one point, and then that's when we kind of suspected it was on. Now, remember, Seymour Hersh talked about how this was going to happen over the weekend because Trump wanted to, calm the markets by Monday morning, and it played out exactly as he said. In fact, as we said a few days prior. In fact, I was a little bit premature on that one, but only by a few days. Now, the real question is, what is going to happen next? If there is widespread destruction across Iran, you can bet that they're going to have to respond. They might just let it go because, for all we know, the actual facility is not even destroyed, and Trump is just going to say it's destroyed. I mean, that's a possibility, but of course, they're still going for regime change. As indicated, because there's a communication breakdown inside Iran, and some of that is intentional, they have shut down their own internet as a protection against subversion by the Israelis and the Americans and the coalition. Now, yeah, so we don't really know what's going on there. We don't know if a nuke was dropped, and if the nuke was dropped underground, you would see it, but it might not look exactly like you would expect a nuke to drop, depending on the depths in which they dropped it. But I presume it would be a massive explosion, and of course there'd be radioactive signatures in the nuclear sniffer planes, and radiation detectors would be able to pick up. Trump is now saying, I will be giving an address to the nation at 10 p.m. regarding our very successful military operation. This is a historic moment for the United States of America, Israel, and the world. Iran must now agree to end this war. Thank you. So that's what's going down, my friends. So it really, this thing could, maybe that's it. Maybe Iran doesn't respond. I have a feeling they're going to respond. Apparently, according to Iranian channels, there is no confirmed information yet regarding the nuclear facilities, which are subject to tight security and media protection. Weak communications do not necessarily mean the attack was successful, and we are working to verify the details as soon as possible. So, yeah, this is wild. This is really wild. Truth Social is now down shortly after President Donald Trump announced that it successfully struck on 3 Iranian nuclear sites. Weird. Very strange. The real question is, what is the extent of the damage? And if it is serious, if they did destroy Iran's nuclear site, then Iran has to respond. But Trump could permit some sort of Pyrrhic response in the same way that we've seen a response from Soleimani. And that could just be in the form of taking out some surface level buildings at various military bases throughout the Middle East, and maybe that's the end of this. I highly doubt it, because they have to go for regime change, and the war between Israel and Iran will continue regardless. And this all presumes that they were able to get under the facility and actually do significant amounts of damage, because there's parts of that facility that are under 500 meters of granite, and there are parts that are under about 90 meters. So we don't know. It's complete media blackout at this point in time, but we've seen it coming, and there really isn't much more to say about it at this point in time. I mean, there are widespread explosions that are continuing across Iran at the time of making this video. Absolutely insane. And just the mannerism in which the message was delivered is among the most Orwellian, I think, that we've ever seen. While the bombs are falling on Iran, Donald Trump is talking about peace, okay? Saying that the planes have exited Iranian airspace. No, they haven't. They're still there bombing the shit out of Iran, okay? So I suspect that we're going to see a massive retaliation, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But Iran has a lot of options. If they can maintain their ranks, shit's going to go down. I mean, I can't see it going any other way. I really can't. Unless there's been some back channel deal where both sides agreed that, okay, we're going to make it look like we did something and you're just going to go along with it and we're going to call it even Steven. Again, I don't know how the Iranians would ever agree to something like that, okay? So, again, like, the ability to destroy this facility with only one sortie, especially with conventional ordnance, and we presume they had around 6 stealth bombers, which would be a lot of planes, because then you'd have all the planes accompanying them. That would be a pretty substantial radar signature, I presume. Now, Iranian planes are allegedly up in the air at the time of making this video. They only have the F-14 Tomcats, as far as we know. They might have the Su-35s. But did they use nuclear weapons, or did they use some combination of a massive ordnance penetrator and then did the whole Mission Impossible thing and stuck the nuke in there afterwards? Crazy. Absolutely crazy times. So, I'm prepped. I'm ready. Is this going to set off a chain reaction of events that's going to have Trump flying around on the doomsday plane? It's quite possible. So we're just going to have to wait and see, because this could be the end of it, but this could be the beginning of it. You just never know. I'm leaning towards, if what they're saying is true, then Iran most certainly is going to respond. It's just a matter of, is the response going to be permissible by the United States, so not to create another broader war in the region, which of course would be a black hole for the entire world. Stay tuned, guys. I'll try to keep you up to date.